What the Republicans are doing across the country is really a legislative continuation of what they did on January 6th, which is to undermine our democracy, to undermine the integrity of our elections, to undermine the voting power, which is the essence of a democracy.
Bruh, whoever did Nancy Pelosi's eyebrows. Oh my God, they should be fired, bro. They made her look like Cruella DeVille. They made her look like Cruella DeVille. Boy. But yeah, this video. Speaking of House speakers, okay? Nancy Pelosi allegedly is on the way out, right? Because the Democrats are projected to get blown out in the midterms. And if they do, then Nancy Pelosi is going to call it a career. She's like, I'm out. I ain't got that much authority left. It's time for me to retire. Let some other Democrat take the reins. Now, with that being said, the question is who is going to be the new House Speaker, right? And as of right now, everybody's assuming that it's going to be Kevin McCarthy, the current minority leader in the House that leads the GOP. Okay, now a lot of conservatives are not necessarily happy about that, right? They want Kevin McCarthy to be replaced with somebody that, you know, they see as a stronger conservative, right? Somebody not as weak, okay? Maybe somebody like, I don't know, Jim Jordan, right? Or somebody like that. I've heard that name a lot. But Kevin McCarthy recently did an interview with Breitbart. And in his interview, he talks about what he's going to do if he becomes House leader again, if the GOP takes back the House in 2022. And it kind of sounds like he's been watching my YouTube channel for political advice. Take a look.
The Democrats have created a new thing where they're picking and choosing who could be on committee. Never in the history have you had the majority tell the minority who could be on committee. But this new standard, which these Democrats have voted for, if Eric Swalwell cannot get a security clearance in the private sector, there's no reason why he should be given one to be on Intel or Homeland Security. So he will not be serving there.
So you're going to, if you're the Speaker of the House, you're going to remove him from those committees.
Ilhan Omar should not be serving on foreign affairs.
What about any committees for Ilhan Omar?
You know, this is a new level of what the Democrats have gone. You look at Adam Schiff. He should not be serving on Intel when he has openly, knowingly now used a fake dossier, lied to the American public in the process, and doesn't have any ill will, says he wants to continue to do it. So we're going to reshape. I mean, think about what happened to Afghanistan. Why did Afghanistan collapse so fast? Was the Intel Committee under Adam Schiff focused on impeachment and not on the safety of America? Why are people coming across the border that are on a terrorist watch list? What are they doing about it? And their own members on that committee says it's not happening when it's true. We need to have an Intel Committee that looks at what's happening around the world and keeps America safe. It should do exactly what it was created, overseeing of our agencies and others. And so we're going to hold people to a higher standard in the process if they want to be on the Intel Committee and on the training of what to be a part of that. Take the politics out of it, of what they've been doing. I've looked at, and I tried to get a committee on China.
Pelosi walked away from that.
She walked away from it.
Mm-hmm.
When it took me 8 months for it to get, and you watch what's happening today. Would we have the supply chain problem? We did a China task force. We didn't stop. And you read through the recommendations. Those are the things we're going to implement. But America would be stronger today had we been able to do that sooner.
All right, guys. So as you can see there, that is Kevin McCarthy talking tough, right? Talking tough. But that's really all he's doing. He's just talking. However, what he's talking about is correct. Right, in the sense that, the Democrats have set this precedent in politics now where the majority can just remove somebody from the minority in their committee, even for things that they did not do while they were in office, right? That's what happened with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, the Democrats after January 6th used that as a reason to go after Marjorie Taylor Greene for things that she said while she was actually not in office, right? And again, that to me is a scary, scary, scary thing. Okay, that is going on in the House that the Democrats are doing. It is a clear overreach of power. And I've said this time and time and time again on this channel. If the Republicans take back the House in 2022, they have to remove some Democrats from their committees based off things that they've done in the past, because the Democrats have set this standard, right? I'm disappointed that he didn't mention Maxine Waters, who I would remove from her committee assignments just due to the fact that she has arguably called for political violence. Okay, now again, in the ideal world, that wouldn't happen. However, the Democrats have set that precedent that it's okay. And they're going to keep doing it if the GOP doesn't show them that, hey, doing that is not okay. What you do to others may be turned back around on you. Okay. I'm disappointed he didn't mention Maxine Waters. She should be the number one person to be removed first and foremost, right? But he did mention Ilhan Omar. I kind of agree with that, right? And Eric Swalwell, I definitely agree with him because his relationship with Fang Fang, right, a Chinese spy, right? He allowed a Chinese spy to infiltrate his campaign and banged her, right? Like, come on, bro. How are you on the intelligence committee when you've been compromised like that, right? How do you have any security clearances whatsoever? Okay, I know you're elected official, but you know it seems to me that you're not responsible not to have your campaign infiltrated by Chinese spies and turn around and sleep with them, right? Seems like anybody can get you, bro, right? You're a walking lick of information. So why should you have any clearance whatsoever? You shouldn't have any clearance. And then he talked about Schiff, Adam Schiff, who basically is a part of the Democrats' effort to undermine democracy by playing up the fake Steele dossier, a document that alleged that Trump got peed on by Russian prostitutes. Okay, he played that up. He played up the whole Russia collusion hoax. He still plays it up to this day, in which, again, he's arguing that Trump is some Manchurian candidate that is a puppet of Vladimir Putin, right? That's what he's playing up, that conspiracy theory, which, again, is the Democrats' effort to undermine democracy. Yeah, he should be removed from his committee assignments as well, right? Because he is literally trying to undermine democracy by making people believe that Trump was not a legitimate president. Okay, all things that Democrats are complaining about today, things they claim they're fighting against. However, they do themselves, right? They have no problems undermining democracy when it comes to what they want, right? They have no issues with it whatsoever, or pushing conspiracy theories. Okay, they have no issues with it. Now, he also talked about starting some committees, right? He wanted a committee on China. Okay, but what I didn't hear from Kevin McCarthy is how the GOP should start a committee to investigate what happened in 2020 with the BLM riots and Antifa riots, right? That's what he should be doing, okay? That's what he should be doing, because the Democrats are doing that with January 6th, okay? So you should be doing that with BLM and Antifa. Why in the world is the Antifa and BLM not on the FBI's watch list, right? Why the FBI not more worried about them than they are worried about parents speaking out at school boards about their children's education? That's what you should be investigating, bro, right? We need a committee on that. So again, even though I agree with some of the stuff that Kevin McCarthy is saying here, we definitely should be removing some of these Democrats, okay, from their committee assignments because of what Democrats have done. However, I don't necessarily know if Kevin McCarthy is the one to execute on this, right? I just think that the dude is just too weak. I think he's too concerned about trying to be a moderate when it comes to certain issues like this right here, where I'm like, no, this is not an issue to be a moderate on. You have to show the Democrats that this is not okay. I think that, you know, he can talk that big game now, but if he actually is House Speaker, it'll be one of those things that's pushed under the rug, right? When it should be the first thing that he does as soon as he gets into office. The first thing that he should do if he's elected as House Speaker is to remove Democrats from their committee assignments and then start a committee to investigate the political violence that happened in this country all 2020, right? And to get to the bottom of it, okay? Now, Kevin had big cojones. He would push for impeaching Biden, right? He would draft articles of impeachment and go after Joe Biden the same way they went after Trump with the frivolous impeachments. That's what he should do. I don't have any faith in him to do that. I don't have any faith in him to do it. Now, with that being said, listen, I mean, I don't necessarily know if the GOP has anybody else lined up to be House Speaker outside of Kevin McCarthy. Because, I mean, it's one of those things where people have to vote on it. Now, Matt Gaetz has talked about Trump becoming House Speaker, but I don't necessarily think Trump is interested in that position. So that being said, I mean, there are a lot of other names out there, again, like Jim Jordan, that conservatives are throwing out there that would be better candidates than Kevin McCarthy. However, it comes down to the GOP Congress members in regards to who they actually want to lead them. But for whatever reason, a lot of these guys, they want to get behind the establishment. Okay, the same reason why Mitch McConnell is still leader of the GOP in the Senate. Okay, even though Trump has waged a war against McConnell to try to have him removed, but McConnell is an establishment guy, and he kind of makes things run in Congress for the Republicans. And a lot of these guys, man, they're just afraid to go against the establishment. They're afraid to get on the bad side of somebody like Kevin McCarthy or Mitch McConnell, because they might pull the rug from under them in regards to campaign money and support from the party and all that other stuff. Okay, so with that being said, Kevin McCarthy talking a big game. Okay, but I would not expect him to actually execute on this. But if he does, I will be happy about it, because it's something that definitely should happen. But hey, you know what? I'm not going to hold my breath on this one. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.